and welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and in this video we're going to be taking a tour of Silver Lake Forest. This is a map from Carl TG, and it has been released on the Giants Mod Hub for all platforms. Seems to be a fairly small map from what I've seen of the PDA and everything on here, so I think it's very much a single player map. It also feels very much a start from scratch map, especially a start from scratch map with very little money. You can very quickly and easily build a farm on here from the prices I've seen. So I think this is at the lower end of gameplay, which is just a fun place to be, and sort of again a bit like we've seen with the homesteading so far. This feels like we saw with Calm Lands for my last video. This one feels very much like a homesteading map, except it has actually a lot more built into it than we had with Calmlands. We start off with a farmyard area here, and we've got a few bits and pieces of equipment. Sorry, I'm trying not to make everybody nauseous by spinning around too fast. We've got some tractors and some equipment here. We'll go through all of this later. Looks like we're going to be going around this map on a motorbike. This will be my first map tour doing that. But before we do that, let's have a look at the PDA and see what the field prices are like here. So there's not a huge number of fields on here. 27 fields in total, ranging various sizes and and sort of various shapes as well. There's some good odd shapes on this map. It's not all just rectangular. The most expensive area on here is area 31, which is an area that's sort of dotted with lots of trees around it. It seems to be the main, basically owning the main area of this map. And this is 136,732, which, considering this is most of this map, that is really cheap. And this is where this map really comes into not costing a lot. The starting area, you've got, you start with 24, which is 32,000. 23, which is part of your starting fields, is only 5,244. And yeah, that's really, really cheap. The largest field, which is 22, that is only 64,000. So this is a map that is not going to cost a lot to build a fairly sizable farm. I can't zoom out far enough, but this feels very much like a 1 by 1 kilometer map on here. So yeah, not a very big map. It does seem to have quite a few features though, and that includes well, just a sawmill on the production side. So not a huge amount on the production side, but there is plenty of woodland on here for you to use the sawmill with. We do have some sell points and things, and there's either a really nice feature over from Riverbend Springs. So let's start up our Aprilla motorbike here. And we're going to head out around this map, have a look at what there is, and see where we go. This may be a little bit of fun driving this around here. So first up, you can see field 20, which is, I think, the third biggest field on here. That is quite a sizable field, really, for the kind of money you're going to spend. We've got a fuel station. Doesn't seem to be many modeled in roads on here. This seems to be a very simply built map, to be honest. We've got the shop here, and you can see what I was saying about this field. Area 31 has very simple setup with very simple fields and everything, very simple trees and everything. It does have that that area feel of sort of a very, very basic sort of setup for the very much more homesteading area. You'll have a lot of trees to clear, and then you can add some more farmlands and some more fields. Does have the ferry here from Riverbend Springs. I'm just trying to see if this is working. Yes, I think that is on its way to me. The barrier at the far side is closed. And yeah, I like this is the first map I think I've seen this built into it, which is very cool. It's nice to see some of this functionality and these features being brought across to other maps, because one of the nice things about these being included in the base game maps is that you are able to actually go and use them then on mod maps like this. So we'll get ourselves across onto there. I'm not too sure about the bike. The bike is quite a bit of it's quite a fast piece of kit. So we've got a nice bridge up at the far end there. That is for a train that runs on this map. Whether we're able to actually use the train to load up, we'll see if we can find that out. And then, yeah, it's a nice wide river that we have going all the way across here. There's a fair amount of detail under the trees, even on this sort of more barren area. But it does seem to be a little bit repetitive, is my feeling on it. It feels like there's not a huge amount of detail in those. A huge amount of... I was about to say not a huge amount of detail after saying there's a fair amount of detail. It feels like the creator didn't want to go through and create a whole load of fields and things, and I think there's space on this map to do that beyond the beyond the areas they're gone, and it kind of gives a little bit of an unfinished feeling to this map. Nice as it is, it does kind of feel a little bit like it's not quite finished, and a little bit more could have been done. We have a sell point in there. Oh no, we got one of our helpers in there, one of our NPCs. So this is all just houses over this way. We've got an area up the top here. I am trying to see if we can see this train. I'm not sure how you get up to that top area here. I'm going to cut across. We seem to have some sort of... Oh, this is... No, I take it back. This is the railway station. Whoa. So we seem to hit some sort of barrier or something at that point. That sent us flying. Yeah, this is the sawmill, the train station. I cannot see anywhere here at the moment called the train, but that may change over the other side. So we'll pull out and around here. And yeah, here's the roadway that we would follow round to get up here before we did that bit. And we do have a modelled road on here. So there is a modelled road running through this map. We have what looks like a... Yeah, so this is a train station stop-off point. It looks to me then like there might be somewhere to fill the train. I'm guessing the point to cool the train is up here somewhere. And in fact, here comes the train, and yeah, here it is. So that is the point at which you can cool the train. It's a little bit disconnected from the place where you load it up. Although I suppose it's placed sort of halfway between the sawmill and the silo area here. So it's not that weirdly placed. I possibly would have had a couple of those in, but it's not a huge issue with it at all. Yeah, this map is an odd mix. It kind of feels like it wants to be one of those homesteading maps, but also wants to be a more normal map. It's missing most of the productions, as the homesteading maps tend to, but it's also got quite a few fields, and there's little areas of detail in there, and where there is the detail's quite nice. As a result, it does feel like it lacks some character in places, which is unfortunate because there's some really nice touches in this map that I think work really, really well. And as I said, I think if you were looking to do a start from zero series, and in fact, I know where this map sits for me. This map sits pretty perfectly for those situations where you want to do a start from zero series, but at the same time, you need something to earn a bit of cash. So the fact that this map exists and allows for that is actually quite cool. You'll end up, you don't have lots of little areas of land, which I think is unfortunate. I think I'd like to have seen area 31 sort of broken up into some bigger areas of some smaller areas of land. Sorry. This is this is our animal market. Yeah, that I think would be my only criticism from the point of view of that being a map between those two places. Really nice area this though. There's some good work gone into creating this. It is one of those maps where there aren't a lot of model roads. There's a couple of bits and we found those. But yeah, for the most part, this map has been kept very simple. And I think there is a play style that fits that simplicity. As I said, it's quite an interesting map to drive around and go from having lots of detailed areas to almost nothing, to just having a big area where there's nothing really that's been done much other than place some trees and some bushes, which again goes back to that slightly unfinished feeling. However, going off the beaten track a bit and going into the woodlands, there's detail in these woodlands. And if you've seen a few of my map tours now, you know that I like to look at the woodlands to see if the time has been taken to give them some detail. There's detail in here. There absolutely is. So, you know, from this, there is a certain eye for detail on this map, which is good. I'm very pleased to see that. Really pleased to see that. Because it does mean that there's been quite a bit of effort having gone into here. And again, driving down this bit of road, driving through this part of the map, it feels like there's been some good work and some good stuff done with the fields. I really like this. It's that area over the other side that just feels that little bit unfinished, and that lack of productions that also gives it that feeling. I'm otherwise fairly impressed by this. As I said, I think if you start from scratch or start from zero, then this map would be pretty good, to be honest. We've got a bridge cross here that I'm going to have a look at in a minute. I just want to have a look at the cars going down the road. We have had flying cars before, and it does seem that they drop a little bit onto the road at that point. So I think the splines might need a little bit of work. But yeah, that's a minor point on here. Nice bridge over the water. Don't know if we get any barges on this river like we get in Riverbend. The edge of the map does look a little bit obvious, but then everything sort of fades off into the edges here. Again, we've got this set of repeated trees, and it feels it feels like an undeveloped area ripe for the taking. And yeah, I think the biggest criticism I have as a result of that is I would like to have seen the farmland 31 broken up into smaller areas, and possibly some slightly higher field prices as a result. Because at the moment it feels like you could come onto this map. In fact, no, I know you could pretty much come onto this map with $500,000 and buy the whole map up. It is that cheap. So yeah, I think to give a little bit of, I think if you're looking for a bit of hard work or a bit of a challenge, this map is not that map. This map is very much come on, farm and enjoy doing your farming. You can own the whole map without too much hassle, and go from there. That is again, that's a fairly short map tour that we've had today. We had the same with Calmlands. Not a huge amount of content to the map, but yeah, it's looking good, and it does fit a certain sort of playstyle. If you're looking for a fairly easy setup, fairly quickly, want to start from zero but be able to build your farm up fairly fast, yeah, I think this map works for you. I think if you're after a challenge or you're doing any kind of multiplayer, I think this map is a lot less interest to you. So if you do want to have a gameplay like that, I definitely recommend checking this out. Right, let's have a quick look then at the equipment that we get on this map. Fairly short equipment list, and I haven't added any vehicles in myself this time. There's an Adco 8810 tractor, the Aprilia RX125, which we've been riding round on, the FarmTech EDK 650, the Great Plains Solid Stand 1500, a John Deere 980 cultivator, Massey Ferguson MF7S 210, tractor, the Massey Ferguson MF 8570 combine with its header and its header trailer as well. So not a lot here equipment wise. Certainly if you are, this is enough to get you started on the two small fields you've got, and really it's open enough for you to expand however you want on here. You don't start with any animals. You don't start with any grass, so the fact that you haven't got any equipment to work with those doesn't really matter. So yeah, there we go. A very short, quick map tour, this one. As I said, I think if you're looking for somewhere to have a play around with equipment and just have fun playing with stuff, you will this map is great. I think if you're after a challenge, you might want to look elsewhere, and that's where we're going to leave it for now. If you want to get this, head over to the in-game mod hub and you can download it for both PC and consoles. Thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Huge thank you as well to all of my patrons and channel members. These videos are only made possible thanks to your support. If you want more from Virtual Farmer, please check out the videos on screen now or subscribe for more. And I will see you next time.